Hello, hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay. So, when you start to expose the truth, and people start to realize that you know what the fuck you're talking about, and I've already had this discussion with God as well too. I can say whatever I want to say. So some of y'all might think, oh, she's cursing. Oh, she's saying, no, I'm being blunt and I'm being real and I'm being honest and I'm being truthful. And sometimes the right curse word placed correctly says so much and gives off the emphasis that it needs to. So, as I was saying, when you start to see the truth, you start to see the games being played, you start to see the BS, you start to see certain people in your environment where you go to throwing shade, making comments, underhanded sly comments, looking at you like you're crazy. I know exactly who the fuck I am. However, I know that a lot of these people, they're looking at me crazy, looking at me as if I'm the problem or I have an issue or I don't know who I am. I know that they themselves don't like themselves. They have a problem with who they are. And how they deal with their insecurities, how they deal with their own personal judgments, is they're so quick to throw out judgments and anger and jealousy and attitude and disrespect to others. Because if they're being honest with themselves, and a lot of them are not, they know that when they see someone out there in the world that doesn't give a fuck about what everybody else thinks about them, that sees the truth and sees the bullshit and speaks truth, right? They know, oh, that person is secure in themselves. That person is aware of themselves. That person knows themselves. And they're not going to put up with any toxicity from anybody. But yet and still, some of these people still try to do it. A lot of the times, like I said, our light irritates these individuals' demons. It irritates their insecurities, and they do not know how to handle it. I just got back from a few errands. Needed to take care of, and I had to be around other people. Used to be anxiety would affect me from going into certain places and spaces. And this is something that really occurred over the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years since Mike passed, right? Because I was in a state of grief. A lot of these individuals, they take your medical problems. They may take things that they believe are an insecurity for you, and they will use those against you to make you feel some type of way. When I tell you, that's over. That's over. When you come back online, so to speak, when you snap out of it, when you see the bullshit, when you see the illusions that people have been placing over you, that people have been trying to subject you to feeling some type of way, when I tell you, it really can be a majority of the time, a big majority of the time, where it's only going to be you and God and nobody else. You're going to be out there in the world doing your thing, living your life, and it's going to be you and God against a lot of other people that you're around. It is going to be, in some ways, a challenge for us individuals that are of God, that are doing God's work, that are speaking the truth and bringing light to the BS. It's going to be hard for us to find others that jive with us, that can relate to us, that we get along with. A lot of the shade, a lot of the hate, a lot of the judgment, a lot of the jealousy is going to be pointed at us because they see that we're healed. And the more that they try to treat us as if we are not healed, as if we do not see the BS, as if we do not understand what they're trying to do, the worse it is for them, not us. Because imagine you trying to throw all types of weapons at an individual and it's missing every time. It doesn't hit, doesn't stick, doesn't bother them at all. Imagine doing that. How would that make someone feel? Some of them would probably try to give up, right? They'd start to give up. But there are some that are just so persistent. They just have to keep going. They can't stop. They have to keep going. And they keep going. And they bring other people in. Then they bring a group of people in. Then they bring an organization in. Then they start telling lies to try to get people to attack this. It is pathetic and it is ridiculous when I tell you the world would be a much better place if a lot of individuals would go and get therapy and discuss what it is that is bothering them, because they want to blame other people when they really need to look at themselves. I'm not the problem, and I really am tired of people trying to make me the problem. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done. And God is over it. And He's done with people trying to make me the problem. The problem is now back in your lap. It's back in your mind. And you're going to have to figure out some way to deal with it, because I'm no longer a punching bag for anybody.